Move. Good morning. I'll be right with you. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Forgot about blocking the glare. Okay, that's better. Sorry. Lately I've had a heck of a cough. And I'm okay. I'm not sick. I just smoke cigarettes. Well, it is Tuesday morning in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. And it's cold. Even with my heat on full blast, I'm a little chilly. Tora, quit. Come here, you. Say hi to your adoring fans. She says, no, Mommy, I want my treats. I want my kitty cat treats. Yeah, well, say hi. Oh, you're big and heavy. Oh, man, she's heavy. All right, hop down. Cat treats. Yes. And her automatic laser pointer for cats is chugging away. Saves me my wrists. You know, the laser pointer. Well, this one, someone gave me it. You just set it on a shelf and press the button and it runs the pretty red light for the kitty cat to chase. Doesn't it, Tora? I'm going to turn it off to save the battery since the cat is ignoring it. Yes, dear. Let me through. Cats rule my life. Hi, Howard. Good morning. Okay. It's cold and I'm tired, but I keep waking up in like at 3 or 4 in the morning. I think that's the witching hour, 3 o'clock. Something made a noise. It went bloopity bloop. I don't know what that means. Well, I don't know. Maybe my phone. Oh, I know what it is. My phone is telling me that it's 7:15 and oh no, the alarm will go off in 5 minutes. So let's turn that off so it doesn't go off. No, not that. Clock off. Okay, that's better. What else does my phone want? Nothing important. I just cleared it. Now leave me alone, you evil phone. I ended up with a cell phone and no landline because it's cheaper. On a landline, you have long distance charges. YouTube wiped out your saved videos and subscriptions? Oh, Howard. Oh, thank you for finding me. All right, where's my mouse? Get in the box. YouTube wiped out all the stuff you saved. I want to wipe out some of my saved videos and subscriptions. They're really links to videos. So when the video goes down, the link says not available or something like that. Oh, wow. Anyway, Tora said hi to her adored fans this morning. I don't know about you, but my image on my screen is all pixely. It's weird. I don't know, maybe. No, my camera lens isn't dirty. I have no clue. It must be the connection here. By the way, it took me a full week and then some to finally contact Verizon about their outage. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I get a $20 credit because my service was down for 3 days. It was really like $13 and some odd cents, but because I'm a valued customer, they're giving me $20. However, they refused to even acknowledge that I could not possibly have used 6 gigs of internet over 3 days when there was no service. Now, it isn't their fault that the snow made a bunch of tree branches fall, and trees too, and it knocked out their 2 cell towers. There's 2 cell towers that can provide me with service, and only one is really reliable. And the quickest route up the mountain, that highway washed out. They're still working on it. And it took them 3 days to fix it. But, the snowstorm, they can't control the weather. And it was difficult to send up their trucks to repair things. But you know what? They have no redundancy, no backup plan. And you know darn well they're so big they don't really care. We're a small market, but many of us use a lot of service. And I just got such a long, involved runaround about how did I use 6 gigs of internet when I had no service that I gave up and said, forget it. Hi, Darius. Darius Munchausen. Do you have Darius, or Darius, was a Persian emperor, and Munchausen, I'm guessing that you're referring to Baron von Munchausen, a great movie character, and not to Munchausen by proxy, where usually a parent makes a child sick so they can be seen as, so the parent can be seen as a saint. It's a psychological problem. Oh, I got it, huh? I can't remember all the details, but I know I've seen a movie with Baron von Munchausen and all kinds of crazy Victorian-style machines. I think one of them flies, or it might have been a hot air balloon. I get him confused with Around the World in 80 Days with David Niven. Oh, well. Anyway, yeah. I try to nail things, but sometimes I get totally off track. And I see that Darius has coffee as well. Good. Well, I will be giving away a book today, and I found another copy of Blade Runner Creator, my review of both films and the novel by Philip K. Dick. I shouldn't pay attention to YouTube. It says I have 0 listeners, but 2 people in chat. Go figure. Okay, let's grab some books. Today is the day. Well, let's look at this first. Blade Runner creator Philip K. Dick. I love the way Nick Buchanan did the graphics for the cover. Isn't he awesome? And I still have one more copy of my novel, The Darkening of the Light. So if you win a free signed copy of one of my books, you may choose one of those. Put them away. My back is killing me this morning. My heating pad, it turns itself off once in a while. It's supposed to. Okay, Howard already won a book, but Darius hasn't. Okay, cats. Sweetie Pie, who's still feral, but shows up when she wants treats. They're both in the house, both cats. But Sweetie Pie prefers to be outside. She's just old enough to feel the cold in her bones over the winter, so she's content to be in the house right now. Yes, thank you, Darius. Kitties in the chat room. Oh, and paws too. Well, Sweetie, if I remember correctly, yeah, she'll be 14 this summer. I think she was born in July. And she just didn't get enough human attention because this house was vacant and I was just caring for the cats before I finally moved in. Long story, probably boring. Now, Tora was brought to me when her humans had to flee a really bad domestic situation in the middle of the night. Well, 9 o'clock at night, anyway. So Tora is tame, but she's a bobcat hybrid, so she has some wild qualities. For example, she isn't really one to sit and cuddle in your lap. She stands on me with pokey paws. And what she really wants is not attention as much as food, especially treats, cat treats. Now, all the different flavors of cat treats are made with chicken. And to me, they smell like chicken. I've never tasted them. But the cats seem to know the difference between the different flavors. Sorry, my nose is being mean to me this morning. It does that when it's cold. And even though I'm pretty warm, the air around me is cold. And I've got the heater blasting. Anyway, so these two are in all day, all night, all winter. So it's cat litter box duty twice a day now. Cats. Now, Tora is not able to meow. She kind of squeaks. She kind of sounds like a bobcat vocalizing. But Sweetie can meow. She just doesn't want to. But once in a while she will meow because she wants treats. You see, cats learn to meow for their mothers. The kittens will meow only for their mothers, not for other cats. So I guess Sweetie is calling me Mom when she meows. Okay, people are wandering in. Yay. Well, I'll show the two books again in a little bit. But as I said, cats rule my life. UBIK. I thought I'd talk about UBIK because someone brought it up in an email. Joe Chip, the sort of hero of UBIK, Philip K. Dick's novel. Oh, yeah, meow could be meow. Meow, meow, ow, ow. I can meow pretty well, but the cats say I have a terrible accent. Okay, Joe Chip can't pay his door. In the novel, the door is a machine that demands a nickel, 5 cents, to be opened. It's like a vending machine. And Joe Chip, even though it does mention that he has the biggest salary of all the agents for Glenn Runsiter's organization. Oh, Oswald is here. I read your comment and didn't realize it was you. Has Oswald won a book? I don't remember. No, I guess not. Okay, now we have two people who can compete for a free book. Anyway, Joe Chip has a huge salary, but he's such a spendthrift he can't afford 5 cents to pay his door. And all his credit cards are maxed out. Well, I kind of used that when, just for fun, I wrote a screenplay for UBIK. I can't publish it or anything unless some movie producer buys the rights to the novel. I can submit my screenplay. But anyway, I had the idea that Joe Chip, Phil said he named him that because he's a chip off the old block, which implies that he's Glenn Runsiter's son. He's just like his dad. So in my screenplay, I made him Glenn Runsiter's son. And that's why he's paid so much. And he does seem to be in charge when all the agents are trying to figure out what's going on because their world is falling apart. It's a study in entropy. Everything in their world is losing energy. Now, the novel UBIK does not say that Joe Chip is Glenn Runsiter's son, but I decided he is, and I went with that. That does not necessarily mean that Phil intended him to be Runsiter's son. After all, his last name is Chip, not Runsiter. Anyway, the one scene, Joe Chip buys a pack of cigarettes. I forget the brand name because I never heard of it. But the cigarettes, even though they're brand new when he buys them, they're also so old that they crumble into dust when he opens the pack. Ironically, the pack that he opens doesn't crumble, just the cigarettes inside. I do remember Lucky Strike Green. Their packages were green, but the green dye was made with copper. So in World War II, when the military needed copper, Lucky Strike switched from green to red, being patriotic, and of course that showed up in their advertising. I'm trying to remember, which novel is it where the main character is buying a gift for his boss. His boss is into antiques, and the guy buys a pack of Lucky Strike Green for his boss as a present. Can't remember which novel that is. UBIK, we never know for sure who died and who is alive. Glenn Runsiter keeps leaving messages saying that he's alive and they're dead. But at the end, spoiler alert, the very ending, Glenn Runsiter pulls a coin out of his pocket. And instead of the President of the United States on the coin, you know, like George Washington on the quarter, Roosevelt on the dime, Franklin Roosevelt, and so forth, it has the image of Joe Chip. So we never know for sure who died and who lived. But it also uses cryogenics. The people who died are in a frozen state, even though they are not going to be healed and brought back to life. They can communicate through this special telephone until they completely run out of energy in the process of entropy. And when I see. Never mind. I was looking at the chat. I didn't quite focus on something. My screen is so pixely this morning. Now, the character of Jory, sort of a cannibal who steals energy from the other people who are frozen, is really interesting. And then there's UBIK, which Glenn Runsiter sprays from a spray can to give his dead friends a little more energy so they can communicate with him. And of course, the whole goal should be to find out who set off the bomb that killed them. But they never actually pursue that. Go figure. Instead, we have entropy taking over their world. In my screenplay, I decided to reveal who I think set off the bomb. But I'm not going to give it away just in case someone ever does want to make a movie from it. It would be too big a spoiler. Anyway, UBIK is a fascinating novel, easy and quick to read, but you need a long time to understand it. Yeah, it's fun to read. I recommend you read it, wait a few days or even a whole week, and then read it again. And you'll see things you did not see on the first read through. And really give it a lot of thought. It's a very thoughtful novel. Now, Blade Runner. Okay, let me grab the two books I've got. Okay, for you evil machine. I keep losing the internet. Hi, Jan. You're just in time. We're giving away a book soon. Maybe this one. Blade Runner creator Philip K. Dick, or maybe my novel, The Darkening of the Light. Signed by the author, of course. Well, Blade Runner, I was not impressed by the second film, 2049. I can enjoy it as an art film, but it has serious problems. It just is not Blade Runner. It is not. All right. How can I blank on that name? Ridley Scott. It is not Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, and it is not Philip K. Dick's Blade Runner, which he called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. If it did not have the title Blade Runner, I would have liked it more. And if it had been previewed to advertised differently as what it really is, I might have liked it. But I watched it 3 times and I replayed different scenes in order to write a scathing review. I don't blame the director. Denis Villeneuve is an artiste and he made an art film. I blame Ridley Scott for choosing Denis Villeneuve to direct it. Darius has read Blade Runner at all. Also, okay, first, in my book, I talk about how it was made from Phil's novel. And then Blade Runner 2049. Okay, I begin by saying I like it. Despite the serious problems with continuity, despite the long, boring pans across barren landscapes, and despite the deplorable treatment of women. The black and white image that begins the opening credits prepared me for an art film, even though the trailers braced viewers for non-stop action and violence. The first 2 hours drag, and the last half hour hits the audience in the face with non-stop, mind-numbing brutality. The closing credits take up about 15 minutes, and fans will sit through all of them hoping for an Easter egg that never appears. Dusky orange landscapes, dark blue interiors. The one real action in the first 3 hours is apparently a fist fight between Officer K and the replicant that he's chasing, but you can't see what's going on because it's so dark blue. All right. Hello, Givorg. I don't know what you typed there, but welcome in. You cannot post links, you know. Only those with wrenches can post links. Anyway, that's Blade Runner. In a nutshell, I do go over specific problems with continuity, and the biggest one is when Love, the evil woman android who works for the corporation, goes to the police station to use their computer to find Officer K. Well, first off, we've established early on that the police computer cannot find Officer K because he destroyed the hard drive on his computer. We have also established that Love can find Officer K because her company made the virtual girlfriend that he carries around on a portable device in his pocket. However, I guess they needed a scene of a brutal murder, so they had Love go to the police station and kill someone so she could use the computer, even though she didn't need that computer and that computer could not help her. That's the biggest blooper in continuity. But look at all the women. We have the virtual girlfriend who is basically a sex slave, and not even to a human, but to a replicant, which is code for basically, Phil called them androids. They're biological robots. They're grown in a lab. They are not put together in a factory. However, apparently they have metal bones with serial numbers stamped on them. And they have the serial numbers stamped on their eyes. So why do they need the Voight-Kampff test to detect a replicant? All they have to do is an x-ray to find their serial numbers. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Witta. Okay, guys, I have 3 books packed up and ready to mail. either today or tomorrow. Yes, I'm being clumsy. Let me drop this on the floor, so let me make sure it didn't screw up anything. It looks good to me. Okay. Let's give away a book before I lose the internet. There's 4 or 5 of you who are eligible. There's Jan, and there's Oswald, and Darius. I guess that's 3. That's good enough. The others have already won books. And you can win Blade Runner creator Philip K. Dick or The Darkening of the Light by choosing a number between 1 and 10. And whoever comes closest to the right number, I used to say without going over, but I'm giving up that rule. It's just whoever comes closest wins. Jan nailed it already. 7. So you get to choose Blade Runner creator, the review of all the 2 Blade Runner films and the novel, or my novel, The Darkening of the Light, a surrealistic tale. Let me put these somewhere. Oh, there I go again. I keep bumping into the cord. I will post my email address again. Come on. Okay. I didn't kill it yet. I'm not sick, I just smoked cigarettes. The Darkening of the Light. Okay, Jan. Let's see. Kitties, cats. I'm putting in spaces because I don't want to make it a link. At gmail.com. I've learned that my email does work, but a couple people had typos in the address when they tried to email me. Okay, cords exist solely to be bumped into, especially by cats. If I run a cord across a certain area where I really need to, forget it, the cats will knock it down. Oh, Jan, you're a saint. You see, Jan is in New Zealand? No, Tasmania, an Australian state on an island off the coast of Australia, where the Tasmanian devil probably still lives, just doesn't want to show its face. Now, you don't have to contribute to postage, but I'm telling you, the cost of postage to send a book to Australia, New Zealand, or Hawaii is like you almost have to pawn your firstborn. Okay, so next week we'll have the Blade Runner book. By the way, the Kitties Cats is my PayPal address. If you don't have PayPal, I can send you a link that allows you to send money by PayPal without actually having a PayPal account. It accepts credit cards, debit cards, and checking accounts. I don't know, it might accept other stuff, but I'm headed toward the status of a Luddite because I haven't kept up with all the advances in internet technology. Where's my glass of water? I thought I had it here. I have to go get it. I left it in the kitchen, I guess. Oh, it's over there, but it's empty. Be right back. Dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Okay. Now, I love giving these books away because, as I've explained before, I bought them 3 years ago for a conference that never happened due to COVID. And they've just been cluttering up my house, and I don't need all these books that I wrote. Oh, you're very welcome, Jan. Of course, made major typos trying to type that. I had the, when you type, you put your hands in the home position. I was off by one key, so it really looked weird. Okay, there we go. Oh, I still have a typo, but you know what I said. HB, HB, hi. Welcome in. You missed the book giveaway, but there'll be another one next week. Yeah, I should have waited till after 8 o'clock, but my internet connection is so unreliable. Wow. So Blade Runner 2049 really treats women badly. The virtual girlfriend is basically a sex slave. Oh, and she cooks. And love is just plain evil, sadistic, one-sided. Of course, she's a replicant, not a real human, but at the end you have these replicants portrayed as very human, but not love. Oh, and the old woman in the crowd of replicant rebels is treated fairly well. But overall, women are treated very badly in this movie. They're stereotypes. Even the woman police officer, who is Officer K's boss, is very flat, like a paper doll. IB Collectibles is here. Yay. Hi. I've been on for almost 45 minutes, and so far my internet isn't too bad. Huh. Oh, it's Henning Binderup. I don't know what happened to YouTube. It's been having glitches like crazy lately. Like, when you first open up YouTube, it shows you all these videos that you might want to watch. And I go over them and look at the dates, and they're all between 1 and 3 weeks old. They aren't current. Oswald looks like Ryan Gosling, huh? Oh, Officer K. Yeah, I would take great offense too, Oswald. Although Ryan Gosling did a great job. His performance was excellent. The film overall really, it bombed at the box office just like the first one, but not for the same reason. The original Blade Runner had to compete against a number of popular films, including E.T., the nice little space alien who wants to phone home. This one does. They lied. They advertised it as action adventure, and it's an art film. And I don't like the cheesy ending. I'm assuming it's been long enough that it's okay to come up with a spoiler. Go talk to your daughter. And Harrison Ford did fine. Great performance, but really. So in the end, he's got a daughter who is immune compromised. So all he can do is talk to her through the glass door or the window. But it's a happy ending, sort of. Hi, Paul from Newcastle. I gave away the book already. I didn't know so many would start tumbling in. I could give away the other book, a second book. Why not? As long as my internet holds up. But remember, if you already won a book, you don't get a second free book signed by the author. So now, who's eligible? Paul and HB and Darius. Let me see, that's 3. Oh, and IB Collectibles. I don't have a lot of books left. I've been trying to reduce my inventory in various ways. Let me see. Okay. Now, Jan chose my novel, The Darkening of the Light, so that's off the table. I think it's my last one for giveaways, but I still have Blade Runner creator Philip K. Dick, the review of both movies and the book. I have my cookbook for the Kitchen Challenged, by the Kitchen Challenged. It's very thin, but it has some neat little recipes that are easy. I plan to write a sequel called Kitchen Adventures because I've been learning more. And then I have another thin book, about 70 pages, more on the exegesis of Philip K. Dick. Has a photo of Phil with our son Christopher after his first haircut. I know you can't see it all that well. But it really is, it does look good in person. Paul from Newcastle, Darius and HB and IB Collectibles. Let's go ahead and and Oswald. Let's go ahead and give away a second book. Stuff has been happening, and like snow and email problems. I have 3 books ready to mail today, and I'll probably mail the other 2 tomorrow, probably. I have to depend on others for a ride to the post office. Even if I were capable of walking that far, I used to, not now. It's kind of hazardous because the roads are icy. We don't have sidewalks. This is the mountains. Anyway, let's give away a second book. And whoever wins can choose one. Since I did the first drawing early, not knowing I'd get all these new arrivals, This time I'll pick a number between 10 and 20. And just type the number you think it is in the chat room. HB says 14. Oh, yeah, sidewalks are always hazardous, Oswald. Yeah, because people run. They also ride their bicycles and skateboards on sidewalks. They really shouldn't. And Darius and HB and Oswald. Oh, Oswald nailed it. 13. Remember to send me an email. I'm, like I said, I'm not actually making it a link. I'm putting in spaces. Ugh. Well, congratulations, Oswald. And send the email, and I'll send you the book. Boy. Now, next week I'll see what other books I can send, but you need to pick one. You can do that in your email, Oswald. Blade Runner Creator or one of the little books. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, well, 13. There's various reasons why 13 is unlucky, but in numerology, you add the digits. 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, in the pagan religions, 4 is a magic number, but in Christianity, it's 3, like the Trinity. There's also, of course, the 13th hour, 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's midnight till 1. Oh, 13's your lucky number. Cool, Oswald. Wow. It's just a number. I do get a little edgy on Friday the 13th, but you know what? Nothing happens. Oh, Paul must be a fan of Glynis McCants. His life path is 9. I keep forgetting which is which, but when I figured out my life path and my destiny, one was 8 and the other was 9. Oh, Lord. Won't you buy me a good kitty cat? My cats are all bad. I thought I sometimes sing that to my cats. Phone posting without glasses, huh? Let's see. Wow. There will be more books. Gotta reduce the inventory because they do me no good sitting here in a box. The problem is they aren't all in the same box. And some apparently got put on the bookshelves while I was out with my broken hip. Okay. I love numbers. Ugh. Wow. I watched Being the Ricardos. I think it was Amazon Prime. Yeah, it's a Prime original. All the hype just, I had to see it. I want my 3 hours back. I grew up watching the various shows with Lucille Ball and hearing about her divorce from Desi Arnaz and even with all that background, I couldn't make head nor tails of what they were doing with this film. It jumps around too much instead of just following their early marriage and their TV show together and going through the timeline. It jumps around. To the point where it's like, even I don't know what's going on. It does a pretty good job of the accusation that Lucy was a communist, but it didn't go into enough depth of what went on between Lucille Ball and her husband, Desi Arnaz. I did start to watch a YouTube video of their daughter talking about the show on the, Being the Ricardos. And of course, she praises it, but I wonder if that's sincere. There are moments that really catch the dynamics of their relationship, but they're dropped too soon and never go into depth. And they really give Vivian Vance short shrift. They don't really make it clear. She did not like, she plays, oh dear, Ethel Mertz. I can't remember the husband's first name, but she did not like being paired up with William Frawley because he was so old and she was so young. They made it all about how fans thought that Vivian Vance was too ugly to be his wife. No, that wasn't it at all. they had to make her more frumpy because she was too beautiful to be his wife. And she was offended when she found out. Yes, Fred, thank you, Darius. She was much too young and beautiful to be Fred's wife. Ridiculous. Oh well. Sunglasses? Is that God's eyes or good eyes? Oh, Matrix and They Live. Yeah. I wonder how that came up. In They Live, the sunglasses. Oh, yeah, Matrix has sunglasses too. I started to watch The Matrix Reloaded. Don't bother. There are a few moments, but they're few and far between. The actors are fine. The story sucks. I did enjoy The Matrix. I usually see movies when someone sends me the DVD or even the videotape. I haven't been to the theater in years. Not that I don't want to go, but I think Paul from Newcastle is laughing at me. Or maybe laughing with me. It's difficult to go to the movie theater without a car. Our buses will get me there, but they won't bring me home because their schedule ends around 6 or 7 and the movie ends around 8 or 9. Witta says Matrix Resurrections was so very bad. I'll take your word for it. Anyway, the only reason I started to watch Matrix Reloaded is because someone gave me the DVD. I did watch Firefly. I like it well enough. It is not a great series, but it could have been. I think the problem was the budget. They had to slap together a final episode that really makes no sense. And it is kind of like Star Wars from Han Solo's point of view, but it's also quite original. And I want to know more about the shepherd. To my mind, he's the most interesting character in the series. And apparently his story is expanded in later iterations of Firefly because the fans raised a stink and demanded more after their uh, partnership with whoever was streaming it. I think it started on Fox and then went to Sci-Fi. Anyway, their funding was cut. Hi, Jason, and welcome. We've given away 2 books today. We'll do another one next week. But we'll keep talking as long as my internet stays connected. At work. Well, Jan is in Tasmania where it's the middle of the night. And it's tomorrow besides. It's across the international date line. It's January 11 here, so it's probably the 12th there. Let me check. Come on, give me my mouse, you evil computer. Time in Tasmania. It's 3:19 in the morning in Tasmania. And it's tomorrow. Thank you, Jen. 3:18 when you typed it. Yep, and it's the 12th. I once made a telephone call to Guam. I was trying to get a job there. It's an American territory. I just had to ask them, what time is it and what day is it? It's 4:19 p.m. in the UK, but it's still the 11th, right? I can't help thinking of the expression carrying coals to Newcastle when I see your screen name. It's sort of like trying to sell ice to Eskimos. Newcastle is known for coal mining. And of course, Eskimos live in the tundra where there's ice everywhere. Let's see. So I guess I'll be giving away the DVD of The Matrix Reloaded. 20 minutes in, something happened. And 30 minutes in, I turned it off and went back to YouTube. Newcastle Brown Ale, huh? Never heard of it, Darius. I'm not into beer or ale or anything with hops. I can manage to drink Budweiser. It's made from rice and it doesn't have hop. Well, I don't think it has hops. It isn't hoppy. But I don't really like it. It's just that I can swallow it. I drank about half a can of Coors once. There was nothing else to drink on a hot day in Bakersfield. It did not stay down. And I'm pretty sure it's the hops that get me. But if you're into beer and ale, brown ale, Newcastle Brown Ale sounds like something good. I would love to spend some time in England just going to pubs to sample the food. But for a beverage, I'd get either wine or lemonade. Probably the lemonade. I think I figured out how to make bubble and squeak at home. Mashed potatoes with cabbage. And I guess I could make bangers and mash. I like the spicy pork sausages, though, and in England I think they're pretty bland beef sausages. It isn't that they're bad, it's just that isn't what my taste buds are expecting when I get bangers, sausages. And then there's toad in the hole, but that's basically bangers and mash baked, and there's no toads in it. They tell me that toad in the hole is really good, but it's kind of gone out of fashion. And of course, a real Yorkshire pudding would be nice if anyone does it the traditional way. The puddings, which are like what we might call a dinner roll or a popover, are put under the spit so that the juices from the roast beef drop onto the puddings. Now, Yorkshire pudding, if it's made that way, I would want it. It isn't quite the same the way some American restaurants just pour a little gravy on it. You don't want gravy, you want the drippings. No flour in them. Ah, Henning Binderup lives next door to a Danish beer brewery, Carlsberg. I've seen ads for Carlsberg. Carlsberg would be Charles's or Carl's Mountain. Berg is mountain. And I know it's Danish, not German, but those languages are quite similar, so I can understand most Danish words when I'm reading. I don't really understand the spoken words very well anymore. But I can read German pretty fluently. I have several books that are written in German. I tried to read in French. No way can I speak it or understand it really. Just a few words like please and thank you. But I was reading a book that was written in French, and I kept the little dictionary right beside the book because it's fascinating. It's the last Abencerrage in Spain. That's a Moorish military leader. I forget the English word for Abencerrage. Le dernier Abencerrage. But I had to put it aside. I always get distracted or sidetracked. You know, life goes on all around me, so I have to try to keep up with it. My life is just one long trail of herding cats. They really do rule my life now. And I have only the two, plus one poor old tomcat who just comes to the door looking for food. His humans moved away and left him behind. That is so cruel. He doesn't come into the house, but I do feed him. In the summer, I often leave the door open to catch a breeze, and I don't have a screen door anymore. Someone destroyed it. Long story. Anyway, he would come in to where I put the food dish, but if he saw me move at all, he'd run back outside. Yes, Princess Grace. Morgan's cat is Princess Grace. I believe it. Tora is rightly named. You know, Tora, Tora, Tora. It's tiger, 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 a war cry of the Japanese military in World War II, and a movie, Tora, Tora, Tora. Well, she really is. I'll be taking a nap or just sitting in the recliner reading a book, and suddenly this cat does a 3-point landing right on my bladder. She comes flying through the air and lands on me. And I think she does it on purpose because then I have to get up and go to the bathroom while she takes over my chair and my heating pad. Never try to separate a cat from her heating pad. Cats love heat. I think they evolved in the desert, and I don't believe in Darwinian evolution, but house cats and tigers and lions and cougars and lynxes and bobcats, they're all related. They're all cats, and they've all adapted to their environments, and house cats are descended from these cats that live in the desert in North Africa. So they love the heat. 6 fur babies, Howard. At one point I had 8 cats. I did not go out and get any cats. They just showed up, with or without a human. Well, 2 of them were born in my bed, between my feet, at 1 o'clock in the morning on July 13th. I believe it was 1999. It's either 98 or 99. Let's see, 98. No, it had to be 99. I bought the house in the fall of 98. Anyway, then I got their mommy cat spayed. She blessed me with grand kitties that I was not prepared for. And at that point, I was out of original names. So they were Blackie and Inky, 2 little black kitties. Now, I could tell them apart, but other people could not. Blackie's fur was a little longer and more dry and poofy. Inky's fur was a little shorter and more silky and soft. Now, Blackie and Inky made it to 18 and 19 years old. Inky died at 18, and Blackie died at 19. And they broke my heart. Jason has Hatchimals, huh? I guess JK means joke. Anyway, oh, I miss Uncle Tiger too. When the kitties were born, their mother didn't want me anywhere near her babies, but she would let this old well, not old, but, tomcat hop in and sit with her kitties. But I wasn't. Every time I, got into the kitty box and petted her babies, she'd hide them. She'd pull them out of the box and hide them somewhere. So one day, I took all the kitties, put them in a box, and I showed Smokey, okay, I'm putting the box outside. And she freaked out. So I said, okay, I'm bringing the box inside. Leave them in the box. And she did. And she let me pet her kitties. Best place to buy my books is Amazon. I know there's various reasons why people hate Amazon, but Smashwords and Barnes & Noble have my books, but they've never paid me a penny. And, I've just had no luck with the various other platforms. So it's Amazon. Now, I thought I had a copy of my murder mystery, but apparently not. At least I haven't found it. But I'm rather proud of that one, too. Murder Lies. It's about liars and murder. Yeah, I have an author page on Amazon. Uh, ah, it has most of my books. There were a couple that I published under my maiden name, but I don't think I need to go into that today. Oh boy, cats. Let's see. Oh, and Snowflake. She was a kitten. There was a colony of feral cats that some old lady down the street was feeding, and the mama cat got eaten by a coyote. So I got Snowflake, a little long-haired white kitty with markings like a blue point Siamese, the tips of her ears and her tail. And at first I called her Snowy, but as her character developed, I started calling her Flaky. Oh man, you evil computer. Evil computer, I'm not sure where it cut me off. Snowflake was Snowy at first. As her personality developed, I started calling her Flaky. Cam was asking, huh? Oh, on Cardinal Sin's show. Thank you, Darius. Okay, give me my mouse, you evil computer. Now, I've been on Cardinal Sin twice, and I'll probably be on there a third time. We're hoping to do a 2-guest show with me and Walter Bosley. Walter Bosley has a YouTube channel. It's called the Walter Bosley Channel. So if you search YouTube for Walter Bosley, you can find his channel. He usually does a live day afternoons around 2 p.m. Pacific time. Evil computer. Evil YouTube. My computer says it's connected to the internet, and then YouTube says, no, you aren't. Let's reconnect. I'm not disconnected. YouTube's just being mean to me. Oh, Joseph Farrell, what I heard is that he had a heart attack, but he's home and recovering and making some lifestyle changes to reduce the stress in his life. So, yeah, I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm praying for Joseph, and he does appreciate prayer. His channel, his website, okay, his YouTube channel is Giza Death Star. No just Giza Death Star, and his website I believe his website has the same name, .com. Okay, let me find, yeah. YouTube made me approve Darius's post because it said, oh, you're trying to post a link. And that's a good link. Adventure Man, that would be Walter Bosley. Well, anyway. Yeah, stuff keeps happening. And once again, I'm not sick. I just smoke cigarettes. It seems like a lot of people have been dying lately, and I don't like that. Oh, that comic whose name I can't remember, but there was news that he died, and then a fact checker said, no, it isn't true, but it turned out to be true just in the past couple days. No, Betty White, we were pretty sure that was true. She was almost 100. A man who was about to go on tour. Oh, hell. Whoops, I cut. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Jan and Darius and Oswald. Yeah. Now, see, I never watched Full House. And I almost never watched America's Funniest Home Videos. So I'm clueless. But apparently, well, they're saying no. The coroner has not released his cause of death. And there were no drugs in his system. It might be one of those cases like my mother. They did 2 autopsies and they could not find a cause of death. They knew that her heart stopped, but they didn't know why. Oh. And maybe it was, well, I guess it's this arm. I got it in this arm. Okay, yeah, I've been on for an hour and a half, and I'm skating or skirting the edge of apparently, if I say the wrong thing, something bad could happen to my ability to post. And I don't know what I did that got the warning. It didn't say. Well, if the phone call is important, they'll leave a message. Nobody ever calls me except telemarketers. Well, my son calls when his wife reminds him that it's my birthday or Mother's Day. Oh, yeah, my car warranty, my Medicare plan, I can get free solar panels. And refinance my mortgage. Okay, what's cut out, Oswald? Oh, I see. Yeah, it's okay. Um, yeah, fortunately, I don't get a whole lot of trolls. They haven't found me yet. Well, okay, yeah, Oswald, I think I better hide that post. I'm trying not to say the words. I'll just remove the post. People with wrenches can look at it. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah, I gotta go soon. It's been an hour and a half. I gave away 2 books and talked about Blade Runner and UBIK and stuff and cats. Oh, cats. Smokey made it to 20. Almost. I think she was 20. Cubby made it to 20 and Tuffy made it to 19 and a half. Okay, let me type in here my usual sign off. Okay, thank you all for listening and have a great day. And remember to pray or send positive thoughts for Joseph P. Farrell. And for Walter Bosley, he's got hearing loss and waiting to find out the results of a brain scan. Apparently, some kind of side effect from you know what. And it might have been a mini stroke. So he's waiting to find out. He talked about it on his channel. He has good hearing aids. The hearing loss is permanent. But Joseph P. Farrell just his, a heart attack is serious business. Thank you all for the prayers. Okay, let's get out of here and lead a good life. The best revenge, remember, is to lead a good life. I don't know. Oh, let's see. I think that says Anya. Petra, Petra, Petra something. I can't even. Petrakova? I think that's what it says. Hi, V. Yeah, great life, but I'm about to sign off. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you all another time. Bye.